Adolf Hitler, a horrible aggressor of the 19th century. From where the Nazism originated, was Hitler inspired by the German revolutionist leader Johann Fichte, who aimed at the armed struggle against foreign aggressors? Why Hitler was genocidal for Jews? The background of Nazi Germany is rooted in the political and economic turmoil of post-World War I. The collapse of the German Empire, the punitive Treaty of Versailles, and a weak democratic government created the conditions for a radical, nationalist movement to take control. Signed in 1919, Versailles Treaty imposed heavy war reparations and severe territorial and military restrictions on Germany. Germans felt humiliated and betrayed, creating resentment towards the democratic government. To pay for its war debt and reparations, the German government printed more money, causing hyperinflation that led to economic chaos and food riots. The new democratic government, known as the Weimar Republic, was weak and fragile. It faced constant opposition from both left-wing and right-wing extremist groups. Adolf Hitler was born on the 20th of April, 1889, in Braunau am Inn, a town in Austria-Hungary. Like many Austrian Germans, Hitler began to develop German nationalist ideas from a young age. He expressed loyalty only to Germany, despising the declining Habsburg monarchy and its rule. Hitler and his friends used the greeting Heil and sang the Deutschlandlied instead of the Austrian imperial anthem. Adolf Hitler joined the small, radical German Workers' Party in 1919 and quickly rose through its ranks with his oratorical skills. Renamed the National Socialist German Workers' Party, NSDAP, in 1920, the party developed a 25-point program that was nationalist, anti-democratic, and violently anti-Semitic. Hitler attempted to seize power in Munich with a failed coup. Though it resulted in his imprisonment, it brought him national fame and notoriety. While in prison, he dictated his political manifesto, Mein Kampf, which outlined his racist and expansionist worldview. After his release from prison, Hitler decided to pursue power through the democratic process rather than by force. The Nazis built a sophisticated grassroots organization and used effective propaganda, focusing on nationalist slogans and scapegoating Jews and communists for Germany's problems. The economic crisis of the Great Depression dramatically increased their popularity, with the party's share of the vote rising to 37.4% in July 1932. Backroom political maneuvering led President Paul Hindenburg to appoint Hitler as chancellor. Conservative politicians mistakenly believed they could control him and use his popular support for their own ends. Who triggered the World War II? In October 1936, Foreign Minister of Mussolini's government signed a 9-point protocol as an expression of rapprochement and had a personal meeting with Hitler. On the 1st of November, Mussolini declared an axis between Germany and Italy. On the 25th of November, Germany signed the Anti-Comintern Pact with Japan. Hitler called a meeting in the Reich Chancellery with his military chiefs that November and ordered preparations for war in the East to begin as early as 1938 and no later than 1943. He felt that a severe decline in living standards in Germany as a result of the economic crisis could only be stopped by military aggression aimed at seizing Austria and Czechoslovakia. In early 1938, Hitler asserted control of the military foreign policy apparatus and appointing himself as war minister. 215. From early 1938 onwards, Hitler was carrying out a foreign policy ultimately aimed at war, and finally on the 1st of September, 1939, Hitler invaded in Poland, which ultimately broke World War II. What is Holocaust? Germany allied with Italy and Japan, creating the Axis powers, invaded from Poland to Denmark, Norway, Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg, and France. By mid-1940, Germany controlled most of Western Europe. In the Battle of Britain faced the first major failure, where Luftwaffe failed to subdue Britain. In 1941, Operation Barbarossa, Eastern Front was opened by the invasion of Soviet Union. Germany initially advanced deep into Soviet territory, but stalled at Moscow and defeated at Stalingrad, 1942-43. Hitler went for systematic genocide of Jews, Roma, Slavs, disabled people, and others, killing around 6 million Jews in concentration and extermination camps. Soviet offensives pushed Germans westward. On Western Front, Allies liberated France and advanced into Germany. Allied forces heavily bombed German cities and industries. In 1945, Soviet forces captured Berlin. On the 30th of April 1945, Adolf Hitler commits suicide, and Germany surrendered unconditionally. Allies divided Germany into four parts. Berlin, although located in Soviet part, but divided into four sectors. Later in 1949, two sovereign states of Germany emerged. Federal Republic of Germany formed from the US, UK, and French zones. Capital, Bonn, and German Democratic formed from the Soviet zone. Capital, East Berlin. Thanks for watching. If you want to know about the reunification of Germany, then keep watching our videos.